News 46 is brought to you by Comfort Hospice Care, where we give our patients and their loved ones peace of mind, knowing we provide the highest quality of care 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. For more information, call 751-0349. News is also brought to you by Smitty's Cards and Coins. Would you like to know what your collectibles are worth? Come by 2281 Postal Road, Unit 4, across from the post office.
Tonight on News 46, Nye County Emergency Services talks about snakes. A debate will be held tonight for local candidates. And the Pahrump Valley Winery had a successful grape stomp. News 46 starts now.
You're watching KPVM News 46 with Deanna O'Donnell. News 46, local coverage you can count on.
Good evening. It's Tuesday, October 7th, 2014. I'm Deanna O'Donnell for News 46. The father of Margay Edwards told News 46 today that he is very pleased with how the Nye County Sheriff's Office is handling the investigation of his daughter's death. Nye County Sheriff Detective Joe McGill has released that they have found 2 cell phones located inside the car that was rented by Margay Edwards, whose body was found off Hafen Ranch Road on September 25th. Sheriff Tony DeMeo has said that the vehicle has lots of information that may help find out why the 27-year-old from Los Osos, California, is deceased. News 46 spoke to her father, Jeff Edwards, this morning, who is understandably distraught over losing his child.
I'm just interested in what the law enforcement professionals come up with. I will say that I'm very impressed with your sheriff and certainly with the lead investigator, Joe McGill. Beyond that, I'm going to wait for them to finish their work, and then I'll have something more to say, I'm sure. I've talked quite a bit about it in the past, and I just I don't want to drone on. We miss Margay. And that's not going to change. So,
Margay last spoke to her family on September 14th. She had contact with the Nye County Sheriff's Officer on September 13th on Quarter Horse and Pawnee Streets after a concerned citizen called about a person sitting inside their vehicle. The deputy said that Margay was lucid and fine and that they had no reason to investigate any further. The couple that Margay was reportedly staying with live here in Pahrump on Ashley Avenue, just over 1 mile from where her body was found. The vehicle was located 3 miles from where Margay was found in the desert off Hafen Ranch Road. Police say the couple are cooperating with the investigation. This is Deanna O'Donnell for News 46. A federal appeals court has struck down gay marriage bans in Idaho and Nevada. The 9th U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals in San Francisco made the ruling today. It did not decide on a similar case in Hawaii, which legalized gay marriage in December. State and federal court judges have been striking down bans at a rapid rate since a landmark U.S. Supreme Court ruling last year. The 9th Circuit Court ruling comes a day after the Supreme Court effectively legalized gay marriage in 11 more states for a total of 30 when it rejected a set of appeals. The appeals court ruled that gay couples' equal protection rights were violated by the bans. A debate for local candidates will be held tonight at the Pahrump Nugget. Everyone is invited to attend the event, which begins at 6 p.m. But if you can't make tonight's big debate, the VFW will be holding another one Thursday night at their location on Homestead Road.
The VFW is doing a similar debate Thursday at 6 p.m., 2 days afterwards, at the VFW on Homestead.
And so is that going to be moderated by you?
I don't moderate that. I'll be the timekeeper. The moderator, Bernie Kusamato, who's been very, very involved in all the various Veterans Affairs and the groups here in town, he was asked if he would moderate, and he asked me to be his timekeeper.
And is that with all the local candidates too as well?
As I understand it is.
And so that is Thursday at 6 p.m. at the VFW?
Correct.
The Nevada Department of Transportation reminds candidates that no political signs can be placed within state right-of-way land, including freeways, interstate, expressways, highways, and many city streets. It is illegal to do, as NDOT will remove any signs erected within state right-of-way property. Sign owners or their representatives can retrieve signs from the nearby NDOT maintenance station. However, signs will be discarded after 30 days. For more information, you can give them a call, 702-385-6500. More local news after the break.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Inspiration Senior Living, where we provide affordable elegance to Pahrump area seniors. Give us a call at 751-2300 and make an appointment to tour our community.
Welcome back to News 46. The Pahrump Valley Winery held their annual Grape Stomp this past Saturday and Sunday.
It's kind of taken on a life of its own. We have people come in from out of the state just to be able to get up there and frankly get all sticky and make a mess out of themselves.
How many people do you have stomping grapes? Have you signed them all up? Is it all sold out?
We have. Over the weekend, we'll stomp about 175, 180 teams.
And up on stage, who's the band?
Heads or Tails. First year for us here. They're out of Las Vegas. I saw them at a big party for Grape Expectations in Las Vegas, and I loved them, and so we invited them out this year.
How's the season been going here with the grapes, with the wine?
Actually, really quite well. I think that the 2014 harvest of Nevada grapes is by far and away our best yet as we get better every year. We harvested about 25 to 26 tons of Nevada grapes this year, so that's a record for us. And that'll produce almost 2,000 cases of actual Nevada wine.
Wow. And I know you expanded.
We did. We put in a new parking lot, and that filled up in about 20 minutes. So we just got to have to make it bigger.
Any new things on the horizon as far as wines?
Well, we're getting ready to release our 2012 Nevada wines next week. Syrah, Barbera, Primitivo, Tempranillo, Silver State Red, and Syrah, which is my favorite, and that's grown right here on the property.
Fantastic. So the restaurant, of course, I've noticed a little bit of difference inside.
Yeah, the restaurant's more than double the size. We enclosed the patio. It's quite beautiful. Everybody really likes it. Very open, a lot of glass. It's heat and air conditioned, and so they can sit up there and get a nice view of the ground, see what's going on. And we needed it. We really needed it.
Got a lot of good vendors out here. A lot of people just enjoying the day.
That's what this is all about. This is a low-tech, crazy time to have. It's just not about being slick or anything like that. This is just everybody to come out, let their hair hang down, have a great time, have some fun, drink some wine. That's okay with me.
Wine tasting, and you do tours all the time.
We do. Not on Grape Stomp weekend just because of the chaos. But it's free wine tasting here all day and inside. So people need to just come and enjoy themselves.
I heard a person tell me they drove all the way from Sturgis to get here in time for this.
Are you serious? I don't doubt it. I hear stories like this all the time, and I scratch my head. And but you know we're humbled by it, frankly.
Fantastic. Thanks so much for speaking with us, and happy Grape Stomp weekend.
Hey, thanks for taking time to come out and visit us. We love seeing you, and have some fun. You're here to do some wine.
You know, this is one of the best events in Pahrump. And KNYE is out here every year, and my teams get better every year. One year we're going to win. I just don't know when.
3, 2, 1, go!
The Autumn Health Fair will be held Saturday at Desert View Hospital on Lola Lane.
Saturday, October 11th from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. here at the hospital, we're having our annual Autumn Health Awareness Festival. So we're very excited about it. This is our adult health fair. You know, in July we do the back to school one for the kids. So this is aimed more towards adults and families. Walgreens will be here to provide flu shots. They have plenty of those to go around. They will be giving those to both insured and uninsured patients. So if you have insurance and you've been looking to get a flu shot, it's a good time to come. They can have it all set up where they can just bill your insurance directly. And then, of course, if you're uninsured or underinsured, like on Medicare, Medicaid, those sorts of things, then you can get the flu shot as well. We'll also have Dr. Leake's office will be here doing glaucoma screenings. We'll have students from Roseman University out of Las Vegas here to do cholesterol and blood pressure, and actually blood pressure will be taken by healthcare partners, but cholesterol screenings, glucose screenings, all sorts of free things, you know, no charge to the public, and we're very grateful for all of our vendors that come. We'll have close to 40 vendors this year who will be here to present information and offer services to people.
What's so great about these health fairs is that all these services and all these people are in one location. You can come here, have a good time, see some friends around town, and also find out what services there is to offer, but also get all these testing done. Should you bring a medical card?
You know, I definitely would, especially for immunizations. If you have an immunization card, bring that because it's good for you to keep a record of that, as well as be able to know when you go back to your physician, you know, be able to say I've had this immunization and this. And of course, it's good too to be able to write down what your blood pressure is, to write down what your cholesterol, your glucose is, things like that. Those are all tests that sometimes your primary care physician may want to run. And if you already have some of that information, you can be ahead of the game. And like you mentioned, Deanna, all these services that are here, it really is like one-stop shopping without the charge, without having to pay anything. So it's a great event.
So we're here on Lola Lane. What time is the event happening?
It starts at 10 a.m., so we will not let people into the, most of it will be happening in the circular driveway here at the hospital. We ask that people stay back from the circular driveway. We'll kind of have it blocked off so they'll be able to see. That way our vendors have time to get set up and situated, and then we'll kind of give a signal and allow people to start coming in. So there will be lines here and there, but the lines usually go pretty quickly, and it's going to be a great day. And I do want to add in that the Rotary will be here again with their hot dogs, which are always famous. I think some people come just to get the hot dogs. So we're very grateful to them for donating their time and honestly their money to be able to provide hot dogs for the community that day.
And it's October 11th?
October 11th from 10 to 1.
We'll see you down there. The Nobel Prize in Physiology or Medicine has honored 3 neuroscientists. John O'Keefe, along with Maybert Moser and Edvard Moser, discovered cells that form a positioning system in the brain, our hardwired GPS. Those cells mark our position, navigate where we're going, and help us remember it all so that we can repeat our trips. Their research could prove useful in Alzheimer's research because of the parts of the brain those cells lie in. Humans and other mammals have 2 hippocampi, which lie in the inner core of the bottom of the brain and are responsible for memory and orientation. In Alzheimer's patients, those 2 brain components break down early on, causing sufferers to get lost more easily. Understanding how the brain's GPS works may help scientists in the future understand how this disorientation occurs. The research also is important because it pinpoints a cellular basis for higher cognitive function. More local news after the break.
Today's Maintain, specializing in custom and personalized decoration of gifts, garments, and more. Call 775-727-9444.
A few weeks ago, a local man walking on the highway was bit by a rattlesnake. The man delayed getting medical attention, which caused further damage to his body. He was airlifted to UMC Trauma Center in respiratory distress. Nye County Emergency Services had held a special media event to relay some critical information to the public.
We've had some instances of people picking up these snakes, and we are here to tell you, please don't call us. I will come pick them up.
Tell us some of the characteristics of these snakes and how we can identify them, what their behavior is like.
Thank goodness all of our snakes in the valley, if they are poisonous, they have rattles. Of course, if you find one that's under 4 inches long, it probably only has a little nub on it. But that little button on the end of it is a rattlesnake, and please don't touch it either. They have a diamond-shaped head, and these ones are very poisonous.
Desert View Hospital does a good job. They keep on hand at any given time about 8 vials of antivenom. Normal treatment for a snake bite, I've been told, is 6 to 8 vials. So they clearly have one complete duration dose for any kind of snake bite. Multiple victims, they could pretty easily handle 2. With about 4 units on board for 2 people, they could get them then to Las Vegas for the additional antivenom. I can't encourage people enough when you see a snake to make sure your children, your pets, your livestock are out of the general area. Unless you're some sort of snake expert, we can have a rough guess whether it's venomous or not, but the best decision is to assume they are all venomous. We've been having these lovely cool evenings. That's not very lovely for snakes. Them being cold-blooded, they have to keep their temperatures up to keep their metabolism going. So in the evenings, they're going to be coming out to the blacktop, and that's why we start seeing the interactions between the snakes and the humans.
Rattlesnake bites, we usually have at least 1 or 2 a year, and most recently we had one about 2 weeks ago up in the north end of town, and it was totally avoidable. And in fact, most all the snake bites that we have are avoidable. And in this particular case, we had a person who spotted a snake on the street and decided to check it out, and subsequently was struck. The key things for us to remember is when there is a snake bite, first of all, stay away from the snakes. Don't try and play with them. Don't try and see if they're alive or dead. Call animal control. Make sure everything's squared away. But if you do get struck, call 911 immediately. Time is tissue. And there's no way for us to know whether it was a hemotoxin or a neurotoxin, because it all depends on what type of snake it was. In some cases, they have both abilities.
What's a hemotoxin and a neurotoxin? What's the differences?
A hemotoxin is one that attacks the tissue, and it quickly attacks your blood system, your tissue, and your extremities, wherever it is. A neurotoxin attacks the nervous system of the body and can affect the heart and lungs, things along those lines.
Walmart, the country's largest retailer, is eliminating health benefits for about 30,000 employees to control its rising health care cost. The cut applies to part-timers who work fewer than 30 hours a week. Walmart said it impacts 2% of the company's U.S. workforce. Let's join Angela Miles with today's First Business Brief.
This is the First Business Brief for Tuesday, October 7th. I'm Angela Miles. Euro Disney gets some help from a financial Prince Charming. A $1.3 billion lifeline is coming from its California Disney owners and could result in a full buyout. The resort outside Paris has long struggled financially, but that struggle has become more intense because of a decline in visitors in cash-strapped Europe. H&R Block lost a large chunk of investors. Shares slumped more than 5% Monday after the tax preparer revealed its latest attempt to sell its banking business is being delayed. The company blames a regulatory approval process. And the wealthy are giving less money to charity. That's according to a new report from the Chronicle of Philanthropy. It says between 2006 and 2012, Americans who earned $200,000 or more gave 4.6% less to charity. Those earning less than $100,000 donated 4.5% more. That's a First Business Brief. I'm Angela Miles.
Thanks so much, Angela. You know, that snake shoot was really interesting out there at Nye County Emergency Services. What was even more interesting is what you guys didn't see, and that was who was jumping back as the snake kept coming close to us. Even though I was using the expanded focus, I was still ways back, but I had to film him. But everybody behind me was pretty much almost on top of the roof at Nye County Emergency Services. It was a lot of fun, including Darby and Lieutenant Steve Moody from Pahrump Valley Fire and Rescue. And thanks so much to Nye County Emergency Services for bringing out that snake, and Levi Gregory and Vance Payne. And please be careful out there and look out for them. And if you see a snake, please don't play with it. You can call them and let them know about it, and they'll remove it or tell you if it's poisonous or not. When we come back from this break, your weather with Noah Began.
News 46 weather is brought to you by your local dairy farmers. Dairy products are very important in maintaining a healthy body.
Hello and welcome back to News 46. Today is Tuesday, October 7th. Today we had partly cloudy skies with a high of 90 degrees. Your average temperature at this time of year is 85 degrees. Winds were coming from the south-southwest today at 4 miles per hour with gusts up to 9 miles per hour. The UV index today was 5, which is moderate. Humidity was at 12%. Sunrise was at 6:44 this morning, and the record high in 1978 was 99 degrees. Cloudy skies with a high of 61 degrees. A low of 61 degrees. Your average temperature at this time of year is 62 degrees. Winds will be coming from the east-southeast at 3 miles per hour with gusts up to 7 miles per hour. Humidity will be at 30%. Sunset will be at 6:19 this evening, and the record low in 1941 was 36 degrees. Tomorrow we'll have sunny skies with a high of 87 degrees and a low of 59 degrees. Winds will be coming from the southwest at 3 miles per hour with gusts up to 6 miles per hour. Humidity will be at 28%. Sunrise will be at 6:45 a.m. and the UV index will be 6, which is high. 4-hour, 7-day forecast. We don't have too much variety. Be pretty constantly sunny outside. Your high temperatures will be ranging from the mid-80s to the low 90s, and your low temperatures will be ranging from the high 50s to the low 60s.
Thanks so much, Noah. Well, that's going to do it for this edition of News 46. I'm going to head down to that debate down there at the Prump Nugget. We'll have that news and much more local news on tomorrow night's broadcast. Stay tuned for that. We'll see you tomorrow. Good night.